ATG. Whose channel is this? This is me, Baara B, and Mello's channel. So, well, my name's Freegame. If you don't know, I don't know, like, but me personally, Freegame. This channel. All right, let me give you the history on this channel. If nobody knows like how the channel started out, I think Baara like kind of like eclipsed it a little bit on how the channel started out. The way this channel started out was around May of last year. I decided to invest a little bit of money that I had saved up and to getting the best computer that I can get, and getting a good microphone, things of that nature. And what I was going to do initially was to start doing music. But, the music went good. I was making really good music. But the thing is, music is such a fickle game. Like, you got to be able to stand out and you got to have the right connections. Even though, like, my father, he was signed to Bad Boy Records when he was younger and stuff like that. But those connections are gone. Like, I didn't have those type of connections no more. So I left music alone, even though I still have a passion for music. One day I probably would drop a link and let y'all listen to some of the music that I did create. But I leaned over and I like everybody else in the chat, I watched, like everybody else in the chat, I did hip hop, bro, P-Mac. But like everybody else in the chat, I watch content creators like Naruto Explain, Anime Boss D, Bar B, a lot of other channels. And what I wanted to do at first with my YouTube channel, when I first started it up, I wanted to interview or talk to or bring people on the channel that I was interested in. Like, not even just anime YouTubers. I wanted to bring in like people who did content on like, I watched a show called That Chapter where he does murder mysteries. I wanted to see if I can get him on my channel, see if I can talk to him, just like Vlad TV-esque type thing. If anybody's ever watched Vlad TV, but for YouTubers. So I wanted to bring YouTubers, popular YouTubers, on my channel and talk to them, interview them, get to know themselves, and like let people know their life stories and stuff like that. So that's how I started up. And when I started, I was trying to get in touch with channels or like YouTubers who were like, popular in the community, had a couple thousand followers or had 60, 100,000 followers. So I try to reach out to them. It was a little bit too hard. But I hit up as many people as I can. And then I hit up Naruto Explain. Like, I wasn't like even thinking about just like basing the whole channel off of anime, because that wasn't my goal. So I got in touch with Naruto Explain because I was a big fan of Naruto Explain. I watched all his videos, and basically what I did was I just sent the man a message on Twitter. I sent him a message on Twitter. I told him I have a channel that I'm starting up. No. I mentioned him on Twitter. I said, hey, when I start my YouTube channel, can I interview you? And he replied back on Twitter. He was like, yeah, just let me know when. So it took me like a month, and after a month, I bought the equipment for me to start up everything as far as like the music and everything. But I also do podcasts. So I text message Naruto Explain when I'm not text message. I DM Naruto Explain when I finally got everything, and I say, hey, I got everything. Whenever you can, let me know, and we can go ahead and shoot the interview. And he gave me a time. The date was a couple months out because, of course, Naruto Explain is a very busy person. Like, and I'm not going to rush the man, like, if you can't do it right now. But if you tell me you can do it, then I'll take your word for it. If the time comes, like I said, I really didn't know the guy, so I didn't know if he would flake or not. Around the time came, I hit him up like a week earlier, and I just reminded him. And he was like, yeah, we can do it this Saturday or whatever day it was. So he told me to download Discord. I downloaded Discord, and me and him hopped on Discord, and we had a conversation for the first time. So you guys got to remember, this is around July of last year that I did my first conversation with Naruto Explain. And Naruto Explain, he said on the live, I didn't want to correct him or anything like that. I don't remember Naruto Explain asking me to contact Barbie. I think Barbie, after I hit up Naruto Explain, I think we was talking about Barbie, and he was talking about how underrated Barbie was, and like how his channel should be bigger than what it is, even though he's at 60K. Like, he thinks that he makes amazing. Like, he was just bigging up Barbie, giving him the most credit in the world. And I was like, hey, I've been listening to Barbie for like 5 years. So I decided, I thought how it went, I could be wrong. I smoke a lot, so my memory could be a little bit messed up. But I thought that I actually hit up Barbie, and Barbie just said yes, and that was just my next interview after that. And this was all on another channel. I'll actually put those videos on this channel. But yeah, so that's how it happened. And I met Barbie. Me and Barbie started talking. It was the same thing with the Naruto Explained interview. I was just asking him questions about his life, how he grew up, like how he got into YouTube, stuff like that. And I found out that he lived in New Jersey. He lived in Newark. I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey. It's like a couple minutes away from each other. Like, he knows Elizabeth. He was talking about how his basketball team got smashed by Elizabeth High School, the high school I would have went to. So, like, we just like connected on that, and I asked him for his number, got his number, and I told him that I wanted to start up actually a different channel that was just, solely based on anime. And can we do like another interview or whatever, another podcast or something like that, and I'll have Naruto Explain do it with us at the same time. And first it was just supposed to be my podcast type thing, so I had Naruto Explain and Barbie hop on, and we all have a conversation at the same time. That was the first time that Barbie and Naruto Explain actually talked face to face. I put that together. Not to toot my own horn or anything, I'm just letting you guys know how the story goes. But yeah, I introduced those guys together. So when I introduced them together, after it ended, I just told Barbie, I was like, hey, I like the chemistry. Would you be willing to start like a podcast thing with me where we talk Naruto, or we talk Boruto, or we talk anime, we bring other content creators on? He thought it was a dope idea. So from then on, I downloaded that. I made this the Barbie Freegame podcast. I uploaded that on this channel. That was the first video on there, actually, on the bottom. Not the bottom. I'll probably link it somewhere. I don't know how to do it on the live, but I'll link it. But if you go to one of our first videos, is the Naruto Explain podcast. If you check out that podcast, that was the first like actual podcast that me, Barbie, and Naruto Explain did all together in unison. So after that, I just asked Barbie, I was like, hey, do you wanna create this together? He said yeah, and ever since then, literally that's been the story of how this podcast came together. And from there we got other guests on. We started at 50 subscribers, I want to say 5 months ago. I know a lot of YouTubers that are big YouTubers, they like get their 1,000 subscribers probably like in a week or two. They be at 4 months, they be like 100,000 subscribers, but I don't even really care about that. Like, I just love doing what I do. I love sitting here having conversations with Baara, Mello, and whoever else we bring onto the podcast. Like, it's not even about the views. It's about coming on here, chopping it up with those two, and also talking to y'all in the chat too. Like, that's why we started doing it live as well, because we wanted to interact with y'all. Like, we even had a discussion not too long ago where I was having a discussion in the Discord. I was saying, do you guys think that we should do the podcast live, or do you think we should start premiering it since we're monetized? Because when we do it live, I don't know if you guys know that or not, but it makes a lot less money when we do it live than if we was to premiere it and have you guys watch it that way. But we was like, no, we want to actually be able to engage, or well, people were saying in the Discord, we like that we can engage with you guys. And I felt that. I was like, yeah, that's actually something unique about what we do rather than with a lot of other, content. I know other content creators go live, But their lives move so fast because they be having like 1,000 some people in here. I mean, eventually, hopefully, we get to that point too. But they have like 1,000 people in there, so it's kind of hard to like really catch those people who stand out unless they send a super chat or something like that, or like constantly, and the name sticks out. But like people like Booth Guy on Patel, PMAC IQ, like all you guys, if I'm missing everybody, like Mr. Spiralin, of course, Von Clips, Juju, Booth God, like Saren, everybody, like I know you guys by name, and they're like that's awesome, like, you know. So that I don't know why the heck I got onto this tangent, but yeah, that's the reason why we do this, bro. Like, it's not all about the money. You know, like, I know that I put in there asking for donations and stuff like that, but that's only because, shoot, if you're going to sit here for 3 hours, hopefully, you know, if you like the content, throw a donation. I'm not asking for a lot of money, anything like that, you know, $5, $3, anything like that. But it's not about the money. It's about because we love doing what we're doing. I would not sit in a chair and, you know, sit for 3 hours, 4 hours, sometimes 5 to 10 hours and sit here and talk Boruto if I didn't love doing it, you know? So if I can do this as a full-time job, I swear to you guys, I would do this as a full-time job. I would quit my job and I would just do this. I swear to you. But I don't listen. I don't listen to, I don't make enough off this where I could just quit and, you know, not work and be able to support myself, my children, and like pay rent and like my car and stuff like that. So yeah, that wouldn't work. But yeah, all right. So enough of that tangent. I was looking in the chat and stuff like that. Y'all like the story about how the podcast started off. I think that, yeah. But yeah, that's really how the podcast legit started off. And then like Mello was like such a good addition to the podcast. Like, when I say Mello was such a good addition, Mello, somebody had put in a chat a while ago to actually listen to Mello, or to have Mello on the channel one time. So I went on Mello's channel. I was live streaming, and when I was live streaming, I went on to one of Mello's videos and I watched it. And I was like, "Hey, man, I like this guy's voice." Like, and I joked with Mello one day, and I was like, "Yo, Mello, your voice does not fit what you actually look like. I thought you was gonna be some big buff black dude who's in the gym all the time hulking out." Oh, Booth God, that was you? Okay, yeah. So like I told Mello that, but yeah, so I was watching Mello. I was like, man, this guy has a real great speaking voice. So we got him on, and just the chemistry was just amazing. Like, I love the way Mello thinks. I like the way that, you know, he, like, some people, I've seen comments, like, we be reading the comments and somebody said, does anybody not like Mello? Like, I'm like, bro, how can you not like Mello? Mello is his own person. Mello adds such a great addition to the podcast. I don't even know where the podcast would be without Mello. Like, not to toot Mello's horn, Baara as well. Baara is an amazing speaker. Me, I'm still working on my game as far as when it comes to speaking. I'm really getting better at how I convey my thoughts and stuff like that, so I can speak how they speak. Because like I like to present myself as a host, so I don't want to speak over people when they're actually talking. But as far as theories and conveying my thoughts, I'm going to get a lot better at that, and I'm going to start speaking more on the podcast, especially since I have this beautiful mic.